Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sergio, and today we're going to be talking about how to get input from a text file. So this is the .text file that we're going to be using to test out how to read in the input. This file's got some colors and then some months that we're going to try to get. All right, so let's go into IntelliJ and create a new project. Click Next, Command Line App. And then we'll call this read in input from text file. So to read an input from the user, it is super simple. The first thing that you're going to have to do is to open the file. So to do that, you're going to type in file. You're going to make an instance of the class file. So we're going to call it file, and we're going to set it to a new file. Now you could see that file is red. That is because you're going to have to import the java.io.file class. So we could do Alt, then Enter, and it's going to import for us. And now this is red because we're not telling it what file we're trying to open. So to figure out the path of the file that we're trying to open, let's go into the desktop, right-click this file, let's click Properties, and now here we could go into Details, and it says it right here. So we're gonna do users, then ehern, and then desktop, and then the name of the file. So in here, we're gonna do a string /users, ehern, desktop, readme.txt. And there we go. Let's say that you're on the Mac and trying to figure out what's the path for your file. You can just right-click the file and go into Get Info, and it's going to be right here in the where location. So it's users, Sergio, desktop. And so that's it. Now, the only thing that we're going to use is what we used in the previous episode. So in the previous episode, we learned how to use the scanner class, but we used the scanner class to get in the input from the user using the terminal. But you could also use the scanner class with files. So if you haven't seen my video yet about the scanner class, you can go and watch it now. And so now we're going to make a scanner object, and then we'll call it input. And then I'll set this to a new scanner. And so now you could see that there's something else to import. We're going to have to import the java.util.scanner. And now in these parentheses, in the most recent video, we typed in system.in. That is because we were going to be getting the input from the terminal. But now, since we're not trying to get it from the system.in, which is a terminal, now we're trying to get it from file. And make sure that it's lowercase f, not capital, because the lowercase f, that is the name of the variable that we just created, which is this file. Now you're going to see that this scanner is going to be the color red. This just means that there might be a problem when you're trying to read in the file. For example, maybe Java can't find the file that you are looking for. So if it's not red, you're going to have to throw a file not found exception. That's also going to do the import of the java.io file not found exception. Now you could just use the methods from the scanner class that I taught you in the most recent video. So we could print out input.nextLine and run the code. And there we go. So we get red because from this text file, the first word says red. So we could continue and say the next line after that and run the code. So that's going to get the first two. It's going to get red, then orange. And now if I do this again, now it gets red, then orange, then green, blue. So you could see that it's getting it line by line. So it's not just getting like the first word when you say the next line, it's going to get the entire line. But what if you want to just be able to get all of the data that's in the .text file? Well, instead, we're going to use something called a while loop. Now, if you don't know what a while loop is, that's fine. There's a video that I made about it that you can go and watch now. So we're going to say while, and the condition is going to be while the input dot has next line. So this is going to check as long as there is a next line to be scanned. What are we going to do? We're going to print out the input.next line. And there we go. We get all of the data that came into this text file. Now, something else that we can do is we could make a string. We'll call it contents, and we'll set it to nothing at first. And what we could do is set the next line, the input.next line, to that string. And now let's print out contents. And there we go. You see that it's putting that all into one string in one line. But if you want a space in between those, you might want to put that space. And there we go. Now we have all of the data in one string, in one line, one word at a time. Instead of putting a space and just keeping it all in one line, you can also just do a new line. And there we go. Now it looks exactly the way that the .text file looks like. And that's it. So that's how you can get the input from a text file. I hope that you guys learned a lot during this video, and I'll see you guys next time.